What's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new short movie. The name of the short movie is What If Naruto Was Kushina's Brother. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted short movie and my own idea. Basically not my own, but yeah, kind of. Well, the thing is that I was reading your comments yesterday night and I kind of had this idea thanks to Jimmy because, while reading his comment, he said something along the lines of this and I ended up making this whole story altogether. So here it is. Shout out to you all for, motivating me and, giving me inspirations to create awesome ideas for you guys. Anyways, the thing is that, as you know, I didn't upload it yesterday. And the reason why I told you I had a little emergency, it's because, a friend of mine who's quite close friend, like a best friend, he had a little sibling, like at the age of 5 or 6, who was admitted in the hospital and needed blood. A positive, I guess. And since I have that blood type, I went and after, matching the blood type and it coming out as positive, I donated the blood. Now, as usual, after you donate some blood, you feel, weak, but that doesn't happen to me. If anything, I just feel, sleepy. So, yeah, I just slept throughout the whole day after that, after arriving home, because I was feeling lightheaded and sleepy. That was the emergency. I hope you don't mind. And yeah, I promise I'm gonna make a movie one of these days. Anyways, enough said. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's short movie. Story begins after the Second Great Shinobi War ended and after the death of Tobirama Senju. As now we go towards Konoha, as the funeral has been done just yesterday night. As the newly instated Hokage Hiruzen Sarutobi was seated inside his Hokage office, where we see him just looking at the paperwork, still bummed out and in shock that what has happened in a few course of days event after the end of the war. As that is when the door knocked and suddenly slid open, and as soon as it did, it closed as someone stepped in. And this was an old woman with red hair. As instantly Hiruzen Sarutobi stood up. Mito-sama, what are you doing here? You could have called for me. It is alright, Hiruzen. I have something important to talk to you. What is it? As you know, I am getting old. I am the jinchuriki of the Kyuubi no Yoko, and it is time that I pass on this duty to someone else of the next generation. Don't you think so? But Mito-sama, you told us that the extraction of the Biju might... I know. I already said my farewell to my family. I will not be getting in contact with them. Either it is Nawaki or it is Tsunade. I won't be meeting them any longer. But why? Listen to me, Hiruzen. You and I both know that Uzishio has suffered, and I have lost most of the clan, and those who have been able to survive have scattered around. If it wasn't for you and your team that recovered those 2 children who were sent to on our way, things could have gotten worse. And I think I have chosen one of them, one of those siblings, to be the next Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi no Yoko. Mito-sama, please reconsider. I mean, even if you are old, there is peace now. There isn't going to be any war, highly likely, any longer. Whether there is going to be a war or not, I will not be around for much longer time. Even you know that, because of my disease that has been growing. And the seal that I used to seal away the Biju, his chakra has been poisoning my chakra pathways. And sooner or later, I will die. And that is why it is needed that I pass this on to someone. I have already prepared for a highly and new tactical seal, the 8 pentagram seal. It will allow the Jinchuriki to move free and without any harms that I have faced. Mito-sama, enough said, Hiruzen. You have to do this. Even as much as I know, you know more than that this is needed by Konoha. I will get to it then. Good. Who is the child that you have chosen? Naruto Uzumaki, the boy. I see. As now we go towards the 2 siblings whom the both adults were talking about. They were Naruto Uzumaki and Kushina Uzumaki, both siblings and twins with, well, red hair and blue eyes. While Naruto had blue eyes, while Tsunade had violet eyes. As both of them were currently practicing in the training arena. As yet again Naruto had won, as Tsunade was on Kushina was on the ground, and Tsunade was the one watching over them. Enough, both of you. Hi, Tsunade-sama. Well, you both did good. As after that, we see Naruto was then called thanks to an Anbu as he arrived in the Hokage office. You called for me, Hokage-sama. Mito-sama, what is it? Young Naruto, come here, said Mito, as after that she patted Naruto's head. I have chosen you to be the jinchuriki. Remember the duty you were sent here to do? As Naruto frowned as he looked down. Why me? I know it is a duty that I was sent here to do, but I thought that after the war is over, it will no longer be needed. It is a duty that is needed in Konoha. You and Kushina will be safe here. Hiruzen and these three, Danzo, Homura, and Koharu, they will protect you. They are like my own children, who I have raised. You don't have to worry about anything, Mita-sama. We promise you that we will do everything in our power to protect them, said Danzo, as the two others agreed. As now we see Naruto after a tearful goodbye to Mito, and Mito trying to calm Naruto, the process started. As soon after the process finished, Naruto was unconscious, as Mito passed away with a satisfied smile on her face. And soon after that, Naruto woke up, and so did Kushina on the other side. As Naruto was surprised to see her, what is she doing here? As that is when Jiraiya, who was standing there with Hiruzen, then said, well kid, she wanted to see you so much that I didn't know what to do, so I brought her here. Well Naruto, what are you thinking about? Is it really done? Is Mito-sama dead because of me? No, Naruto. She died because of the complications of the process. I see. So, is it done? Yes, Naruto, it is done. So what now? Now, you train. You train and become a shinobi. And make her and everyone here proud, kid, said Jiraiya, as Hiruzen nodded. As after that, Naruto looked more than ever ready. As now we see a few years passed as Naruto and Kushina reached at the age of 9, as they were admitted into the academy, where they met a lot of their friends, Shikaku Nara, Fugaku Uchiha, and Hiyashi Hyuga and Hisashi Hyuga, as well as Tsumi Inuzuka and Mikoto Uchiha. As these were the bunch of kids they were the classmates of, and amongst them was also Minato Namikaze, a blonde-haired orphan who his sister fancied a lot after she was saved when he was away from bullying by him. As Naruto and Minato has become quite good friends as well. In fact, so much good friends that they were almost considered brothers. And also, same could be said for Fugaku. The three of them were inseparable and the best team in the whole academy at the time, the best rookies as they were titled as. As the academy years passed, and now we see that graduation was closing near, as we go towards the girls who have also become good friends thanks to Kushina, Mikoto, and Tazumi. You know what? Why are you two always talking about boys? I don't understand, said Tazumi. You will once you find someone who you like. If I gotta say, I like your brother then, Kushina. I mean, he has the smell of an alpha, the scent. And not only that, he's kinda cute, said Mikoto, cutting her in, as even Tazumi and Kushina were shocked. Mikoto, are you okay? I mean, you never said some of these words. As Mikoto then said, I don't know what I said, as she blushed. As on the other side, Fugaku and Minato and Naruto were seated. What do you think they're talking about? Said Minato. The heck I know, Minato. You know, girls are kind of species that we human males rather not try to understand because we can't comprehend what they're trying to think. It could be one thing, but it turns out to be another, said Shikaku Nara as he arrived and sat down. I couldn't agree more than that, said Hisashi with a smile as he sat down next to his brother, who was the quiet one. But still, that is quite a bummer that I heard. You getting married into an arranged marriage with Mikoto? Gotta be sucking, right? Yeah, I don't even like her. I like another one, you know? Another girl from the clan. I tried to persuade them, but they wouldn't even understand. Is there really no other way? No. Since I'm the clan head's child, he's pushing for it. I don't even want to do this. I don't know what to do. And besides, she doesn't even like me. Wait, what? Dude, you're totally thinking way too much about this, said Naruto, as the kids chuckled and laughed. Unknown to them, on the other side, it was time that their sensei decided upon their team. As the teams were being decided, one of them, being Jiraiya himself, then said, alongside with Orochimaru and Tsunade, the three Sanins being present, also mentioned a child that they wanted. Sensei, I would like to have that Naruto kid as my apprentice, said Orochimaru. Huh? You're going with him? Well, I gotta say, I liked him as well, but oh well. You know what? I'm gonna go with that Minato kid. He also shows quite a lot of promise. What do you say, Sensei? What about you, Tsunade? I don't know what to do. I guess I'm kind of close with Kushina. And she's the only one, aside from Shizune, who I can think of that, I can train. The girl that is, Don's cousin, she's just born and a newborn baby, Tsunade. She can't even train. Heck, she can't even crawl yet. The girl has potential, I can see that much, at least, Jiraiya. Unlike you, who only sees girls for who they are. Geez, Tsunade, nice way to put it. As after that, their sensei calmed them down. Alright, if it is that you have decided, then go for it. And the next morning, Naruto, Minato, and Kushina were called, as the three legendary Sanin stood in front of them, and it was announced that they were going to be trained by them as their apprentice. As soon after that, years began to pass by as the three of them went on their training trips. As 6 years later, we see them all return, as at the age of 13, they went to the training trips, and once they returned, all of them were at the age of 19, and much more experienced, as well as the perfect sage of their own, summons. As now we see, Orochimaru, who was saved from his darkness this time around because Naruto was his apprentice and helped him out a lot, was also there, present inside Konoha. As the other two Sanins also arrived, while the kids went on their own way to meet, with their friends, as the three Sanins were gathered with their own sensei. So, how did the training went, Orochimaru? I heard you had a lot of hiccups. Talk about yourself, Jiraiya. If anything you can call a hiccup is that you peeping on women and poor guy, Minato, training on his own. That is something that I'll agree upon, Orochimaru. Oi, stop bullying your teammate, says the guy who usually is overconfident and head first into the challenge. Just the way I like it. You know that, said Jiraiya. Enough about this, said Hiruzen. So, reports? Hi. Well, Minato showed a lot of promise. We tried the sage mode, but it was too much for him. Aside from that, he developed quite a gang for the second Hokage's jutsu. You know, the Hirishin? Yeah, I know about that. What of the sensei's jutsu? He used that with the tri-pronged kunais that he, designed himself, and they have been quite helpful. If anything, he's like a yellow blur, a flash that appears and disappears. Yellow flash? That really has a nice ring to it. I see. Anything else? Well, aside from that, he also is working on a jutsu of his. Rasengan, I think he calls it. He also taught me how to use it, as Jiraiya made the Rasengan in his hand, as even Orochimaru and everyone else was surprised. What is this, Jiraiya? It is chakra, Orochimaru. Chakra in dense form, in the form of a ball, rotating over my hand. This is certainly impressive. Really impressive. I can't believe the kid invented a jutsu on his own. That is quite nice. I know, right? So, what about you, Orochimaru? Well, Naruto has officially become the Snake Sage. A snake is a black snake which is known as Aoba, the second strongest in the whole clan, and second to Manda, nonetheless. And not only that, he's able to enter the Snake Sage mode without any causes or harms to his body. That is certainly the good news. And aside from that, what else has he achieved? Snake Taijutsu, Snake Stealth, as well as also, he is able to master a jutsu that I even wasn't able to. He has complete control over electric lightning element. What? What do you mean? He has created Raikiri, and not only that, a new jutsu of a sort. What? It's called Kirin. It's quite hard to explain, but it is a forbidden double S rank jutsu. As hearing this much, everyone else was shocked. This is a jutsu so strong that I think it might be able to even level out the whole village if it wanted to. As everyone else's eyes widened. That's strong, huh? Remember huge amount of lightning struck a few years back near Konoha, away in a huge forest, and the whole forest was burned down. You can't mean that. Yes, it was Naruto and I who were training there at the time. The kid was practicing. I scolded him because it was a dangerous move, but in the end, kid outright impressed me because of his move. That is certainly quite a development and a dangerous power to hold. Yes, I know that. What about you, Tsunade? Well, Kushina has learned a lot of medical ninjutsu, and she also uses adamantium chains of hers, a Kekigenkai of Uzumaki's, which many of them were able to unlock and some of them couldn't. Naruto wasn't able to unlock this sort of thing. I thought maybe since he's her brother, he might be able to do that in the future. That is right. There is a possibility. As after that, Hiruzen was happy with the results that they have gotten. And on the other side, we see that the friends have gathered at the Choza Akamichi's barbecue place, where all of them were gathered as a reunion of a sort. Well, Naruto, Minato, Kushina, we welcome you back. How have you been out there? It was kind of rough, but it was kind of good as well. I mean, it was quite adventurous. What do you say, Minato? You took the words right out of my mouth, Naruto. Me too. As after that we see, that is when Mikoto and Tsuzumi arrived, as Naruto looked both of them as his eyes widened. Both of them had gotten pretty and wild. As for both, Naruto had gotten quite handsome and had a lot of now visible features and muscles that his child self didn't have. He was cute at first, but now he was outright hot and handsome, and they were blushing. As that is when Kushina began to tease, saying this, well, aren't you two the quite lovesick puppy ones? As everyone chuckled at that. As on the other side, Fugaku then said, well, how about we have a little sparring match, now that you are all back, to test out our skills? Really? You're on, Fugaku, but don't cry once you eat the dust. Say what you want, Naruto, but I haven't been slacking off as well. This will certainly be interesting, said Hiyashi. What do you say, Hizashi? Of course, Nizama. This will be quite fun. How about we test this out against one another? As all of them went to the training ground 7. As after that we have a time skip, because at the training ground 7, Naruto, Kushina as well as Minato were the only ones who were at the end standing and were able to compete and go head to head. And even then, Naruto outright stood as victorious. And everyone was seeing him in the village as a prodigy. A prodigy who has returned quite strong, and Orochimaru was being favored by all. As now we see Naruto one day being approached by Danzo as well as the other elders. So let me get this straight. You want me to establish an organization under your command as root? Yes. And it is a secret organization that, well, Hokage-sama won't be aware of. Well, he will be, but we will be operating discreetly. Listen, Naruto. The thing is that there are a lot of skirmishes going around left and right, and I don't like this one bit. I tried to reason with my voice in the council with Hiruzen, but he says that we should ignore this because it doesn't concern us. But the other villages are gathering their troops in the name of that there is skirmishes going on. I know it. We have to just find out what they are doing. If there is an attack going on us, we will be devastated. We have to prevent this. You mean to say that there might be another war happening soon? Yes, Naruto. The third Great Shinobi War might be beginning sooner or later than we might expect. But how? Everything was going... Yes, Naruto. We know that everything was going great and smooth. But not so much. You have to be continuously watching out for them. Establish the root team under your direct command and report back to us what you find. Alright, I'll see what I can do. And I'll keep this a secret between us then. As after that, the elders were happy that Naruto was able to finally listen to them, as he establishing the team went and as soon as he did, he was able to find and gather clues. And as he was doing so, he was caught by Orochimaru. Naruto, what are you doing, my boy? You know that I don't like you snooping around like this. Aren't you curious one bit, Sensei, what I found? True as hell, I might be curious, said Orochimaru with a smile, but what are you planning? I am working for the elders for the time being. Elders? Why? They have been going against Sensei, giving him hard time. Sensei, come with me, I'll show you something. As Orochimaru, intrigued, went with his student, as there, Naruto showed him what he has gathered on the board. As there was a whole layout, pictures as well as many of the stuff that was placed there. You see these? These are the current men, henchmen of the different Kages from different villages, and they, alongside their men and the goons that they have hired, are causing skirmishes so that the war might spark, and in the end they might blame it all on Konoha to attack on us. I have even interrogated a few of them, and everyone has said the same word. It could be a trap, Naruto. For all we care, it could be. Even if it is, we have to be sure, Sensei, because I'm not gonna just sit around and wait for a war to start, because many innocent lives can be endangered. We know that, but there's nothing we can do, Naruto. If we do this something on our own, they will also start a war this way. That is why I'm backed up in a corner here, Sensei. We need to tell this to Hiruzen-sama, and fast. You're right about that. We have to. No, you won't, said Danzo as he arrived there, as the other two elders were with him. What do you mean? As that is when Orochimaru stepped in. Danzo, what are you playing at? We have to keep this a secret. We can't reveal this now. Because, Orochimaru, if we do, Hiruzen will put an end to this. We have established something. Our secret organization that is working in silence to gather intel. And that is all we are doing, gathering intel. Hanzo the Salamander is in on this as well. The third great shinobi war, it is going to be something big. And not only that, Konoha is in great danger from all sides, because all villages, even our own ally, the Sunagakure, is gunning for us this time around. What? That can't be. No, it is true, Naruto. We are able to find out that. Here you see, we sent it out your teammates on the other side, so the team B found that from Suna, nonetheless. Sensei, this is not good. Not good one bit. That is right. But why not tell this to Sensei? I'm that much curious. Hiruzen would just outright ignore us. You can try. Go ahead. But in the end, you will be stopped. But know this, once that happens, the team will disband, Naruto. And you will not be operating Root any longer. And Root will forever be disbanded. Fine. We have to tell him though. As Danzo closed his eyes. Well, go ahead, what you gotta do, kid. I'm not gonna say anything. As after that, the elders left. As on the other side, Orochimaru and Naruto were left on their own devices. Are you sure that you want to tell Sensei? Well, you were the one who told me to do this, Sensei. Don't back out now. Well, I know this, but still. What Danzo has said has some weight in his words. We can't just ignore that outright. You go ahead and gather all the intel you can. I will tell him the bits and tats that you have gathered. How about you bring him in and show this? I have explained everything to you. I'm gonna go and gather the team so that I can go around and snoop out what I can find. As Naruto was busy with this, only this side, his best friend and sister, well, they have gotten the teams of their own. Well, the clan heads have, well, gotten back into their role as the clan head. And after ensuring that Fukaku was clan head, and they were in an arranged marriage with Mikoto, they had to be married. But Fukaku didn't do anything because he knew Mikoto had feelings for Naruto. Listen, Mikoto, I know that you have feelings for, well, Naruto. I even don't have feelings for you. I love someone else. So why did you agree? It was the only way I could protect. Naruto already knows. I told him. He's busy with something else, something big. He told me that it is a secret that he will reveal soon. I see. So, what are you gonna do? Sooner or later I'm gonna, take over the whole clan. And once I do, I will have the whole authority. And once that happens, I will allow you to leave if you want to. I'm not gonna hold you back. I promise. If anything, I already told Naruto about this, what I have planned, and he agreed with this because this was the most non-violent way we could think of. I see. Thank you, Fukaku-san. You don't have to thank me. If anything, I have to thank you. Because of you now I have what I needed to be able to be with someone I love and make sure this clan doesn't fall apart as well. I see. As on the other side, we go towards Minato, who has gathered a team of his own. Kakashi Hatake, the son of the White Fang, as well as Obito Uchiha and Rin Nohara. And not only that, Kushina and Minato, well, since both of them always stuck together after their return, well, they have been developing feelings, and not only that, they have now been dating as well, unaware that Naruto was not aware of that. Well, Kushina was, and she wanted to tell her brother, but he wasn't around any longer, as now we see Kushina, who had brought lunch for the team, was watching Team 7 at the training ground 7 training while, well, in a thought of her own, as Minato looking at that, then said, "Hey kids, how about you relax and eat lunch for the time being that Kushina brought? I'm gonna go talk to her." "Ah, finally," said Obito, as the three of them went and had their lunch, as on the other side, Minato arrived. "Hey, what is it, Kushina-chan?" It's about Naruto. I don't know what he's up to. He seems on edge. A lot of on edge." "You're right about that. The little time I saw him, he has always been on brooding and on serious edge. And all of our friends are not aware of what is going on. Heck, even Sensei isn't." As that is when, talking about his sensei, Jiraiya and Tsunade appeared. Something big happened. Orochimaru and Naruto, they have brought something big. And they want us to go to Hokage office right now. As now we see, the Team 7 was sent back home as both of them alongside, well, both of their senses arrived, only to find that the clan heads have been there now, the new clan heads. "What is this about, Hokage-sama? Why have you called for us? You all are new to this, so I have to bring you in. A war is on the horizon. Naruto has been gathering intel thanks to the elders here, who went behind my back and did this, creating a team called Root of their own, a group of Anbus who were down to get their hands dirty and do whatever it takes to gather intel. Naruto and his team has been gathering intel around the whole elemental nation. It turns out, Danzo had a hunch, and it was right on the money. A war is on the horizon. A great shinobi war, that is. As everyone's eyes widen, "You can't be serious, Sensei." "My spy network is developing, Jiraiya," said Orochimaru. "My student was able to gather a lot of intel. And not only that, it has solid evidence and proofs. It was all thanks to Eva, who has sparked this. Even a Kage summit was occurring without our notice." "What? What does this mean?" "We agreed in the peace treaty that we as all 5 Kages will be gathered there. Seems like the 4 Kages were gathered at the time. And not only that, they even have the Iron Country in on this. So it's whole elemental nation against Konoha this time around? How are we gonna defeat them? Go against them all? They even have the jinchurikis ready." "That is the hidden factor here. Since Naruto is the jinchuriki, we don't know how things will level out. You don't have to worry about that, Jiraiya. Naruto has been training with, well, Kurama." "Kurama? Who is that? Someone we know?" "That is the name of the Biju, surprisingly, and I was quite surprised to find out that it was a sentient being created by the Sage of the Sixth Path himself. You see, since the day Naruto became a Jinchuriki, he has been keeping a secret to himself all this time along." "What? How do you know?" "Well, you see, when we were on our training trip, as now we have a flashback, at the age of 14, it was only 1 year later that Orochimaru has taken Naruto as an apprentice and has gotten close to him, that he saw Naruto meditating and talking to himself, and his expressions changed. As that is when, once Naruto's eyes opened, he saw one of them was red with slit and the other one was blue. As that is then, it was indication that Naruto was talking to the Biju itself. As after that, in the night time, both of them were talking. "Naruto, why did you keep this a secret?" "I had to, Sensei. Kurama didn't want any of the people to know about this." "Oh, what is it?" "He got mad that I told you his name." "His name? You mean Kurama is the Ninetales name?" Well, he says that every Biju has its own set of name, given to him by their father, their creator, the sage of the sixth path. As this information was shocking to Orochimaru. What? You're serious? You want to talk to him? Alright, I'll tell him. Sensei, Kurama says that he wants to talk to you. Alright. As after that we see Naruto's eyes closed as they opened. What is it? You want to discuss, Kyuubi? Listen. For the first time in more than 1,000 years, I can say this much with confidence. This kid over here is annoying as hell, but he's a good friend of mine. We have been training together, and he has given me something that I was always wanting, and that was proper attention as well as a helping hand. So to drag me out of the cesspool I was drowning in my own rage. I see. If Naruto helped you, great, then why did you decide to help him? Seriously. Listen to me. A prophecy is soon going to be fulfilled, given to me by the sage himself. When the third stone strikes, the change of power will shift. That huge tsunami will come towards the trees. Before the trees could be destroyed, a shield must emerge. And that shield will take the damage and make sure the waves are broken and forever stabilized. And the peace is ensured. As after that, Orochimaru was taken aback by this prophecy. That was quite a voyage prophecy, I know. It was quite a woke prophecy, but it is true. Given to me by the sage himself. And knowing the sage, he had quite a way with his words. Even I didn't know what he meant until today. I see. So, whatever it is that you're two doing, I will keep this a secret. But make sure Naruto is not harmed. You have my word. As now we go towards the present, after the end of the flashback. Why did you keep this a secret, Orochimaru? Because Kyuubi told me to keep this one. Naruto and Kurama has been working together since day one. He became a jinchuriki. And not only that, they have been a perfect team as well. If anything, we might have a standing chance. But we can't rely on him all the way. We have to become one and also fight in this war. That is why we are all here. Isn't that it? Said Minato. Yes. We are all here. Trust no one. No one. Except for your own village. And make sure keep an eye, because there might be spies within. Even within your own clan or outside. I know it may sound rude, but we can never be so sure. You have given us a lot of things to think about and reconsider, Hokage-sama. We are going to look deep into this, and one thing is for sure, we're not gonna go head first into this war. If anything, we gotta come up with strategies. So Shikaku, you're right about that. Stay here, Shikaku. We can discuss some strategies. As for the others, you can leave and train as hard as you can. As now we see, on the other side, Naruto has once again returned, but this time from Amegakure, after rescuing a few teenagers, which were, well, close to his age, but a little bit younger than him. And these three were brought in. One of them was quite serious, with orange hair. As after Naruto saved him, he was still unconscious as Naruto brought them into Konoha. Who are these three? Said Kushina, as Naruto has brought them to their home, the 2-bedroom apartment. I'm gonna take the couch. They're gonna stay in my room, Kushina. I hope it's fine. It is, but who are they? I was in a mission on Amegakure. Amegakure? That is quite far away, Naruto. And that is where Hanzo the Salamander is. I know. They needed help, and I helped them out at the time being. So, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna hit the couch for the time being. I'm gonna rest. You watch over them if they need anything, okay? Alright. As Naruto was about to hit the bed, suddenly Naruto went back to his room, grabbed his armor, and began to walk towards the door. What is it? Where are you going? I thought you were gonna sleep. Something happened. I gotta go now. As now we see Naruto with a serious expression left. Whatever happens, don't leave this house. And make sure the barrier is up to date and activated. Protect them and yourself, Kushina. What is going on? Naruto, as your older sister, I demand to know. Nei-san, this is not the time to be fighting amongst each other. He's here. Who? The one who is behind all of this madness. Who are you talking about? Madara Uchiha. As Kushina's eyes widen, As now we see Naruto close the door shut as the barrier erupted. Naruto went straight towards the outer fields, where huge trees were surrounding the Konoha walls. As there he found the shadow emerging from behind him. You quite got the guts, kid. I thought you didn't have it in you to arrive, to meet your end. What do you want, Madara? I thought the first task put an end to you, but Kurama knew that you were still alive out there crawling, lingering to your life like a past relic. Tell me why I shouldn't end you. You talk too much, kid. Not like you could end me or anything. Why are you doing this? What's your endgame here? My endgame? I'm doing this all for you all. You don't understand yet. But what I'm about to do will change the whole world, and the peace will preserve by causing a third great shinobi war, making us fight against each other, and making sure Konoha is the one on the losing end. What kind of friend you are? What kind of martyr you are that placed this place as its home, and now is going to destroy it like a creator who is not satisfied with his work. You talk big, kid, but the thing is that this is all for the good of this world, because what I'm about to do is called the Moon Eye Plan. After gathering the 9 Bijus and reviving the 10 Tails, I will become its jinchuriki, and after doing so, the world fruit tree will be born, from which with infinite Tsukiyomi a genjutsu all over the world will be casted, and everyone will be in their dreamlike state, the ideal dream state, and they will live their life there. Then how are you going to be able to maintain an enormous amount of chakra output throughout this all for eternity? As that is when Danzo remained quiet. I knew this had a plan. Even you, with all the chakra of the 10 Tails and yours combined, has the capacity to run out of chakra. And then what? That won't happen, because the 10 Tails is an endless pool of chakra. Unless it may be 10 years, 20 years, heck even 200 years at best. After that, what? If anything, your plan has a huge flaw. Madara-sama, we must end him. He's trying to detract you. Wait. So how much you think that we can overcome this? There is no way. If anything, I see that the tree consumes chakra from you, while its roots grow deep into earth, right? Like any other tree. Correct. Then it might also absorb chakra from the earth as well after that. In return, the earth will be destroyed. And since everyone will be connected to this tree, and to our nature itself, that their chakra will be absorbed and they will die out of chakra exhaustion. You didn't thought of that, did you? To be honest, I didn't. And you were going to go ahead with this plan. Are you even sure that you were the one that created this plan? Sounds to me that something is in the factor is missing, something big. As Madara that at that time realized, this is it. Why didn't I ever thought of this? Something was void about this, but I just kept pushing it. Zetsu, tell me what is the missing factor here. I would like to know. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm just telling you what is written on the stone of the Uchiha shrine. Stone of the Uchiha shrine? Let me tell you this. That thing has nothing encrypted on it, and the message was decoded. It was written by none other than someone who was drunk more than ever. How can you say that? Well, I had a knack to testing out how old the things are, thanks to my sensei and his science gimmicks. Turns out the writings over there are not that much older. If anything, they are more than 70 to 80 years old. What? But I thought that it was a prophecy written thousands years ago by the sage. What proof do you have that it is written by sage? What proof do you have, kid, that it is written 80 years ago? I have a lot of proof. I can give you that much proof. As after that, Zetsu was sweating bullets. As Madara then looked at him. As with a cast of his eyes, a genjutsu was casted. The truth revealing genjutsu that Madara created, and Zetsu himself blurted out the whole truth this time, not aware that the jutsu was casted on him. Now, isn't that quite interesting? Kaguya Otsutsuki, huh? As Naruto's eyes were, you know about her. Damn it. What is it? What are you talking about and mumbling to yourself, kid? She is the mother of the sage, the one she sealed away up there on the moon. She's still there watching over us. Maybe right now. And that guy over there is her will that escaped from her. And he's gonna betray you, as he said. You're nothing more than a vessel for her to arrive here. I know. So what are you gonna do about this? I have destroyed my whole life working on something that I couldn't achieve. As immediately with a snap of his fingers, Zetsu began to burn as he turned into ashes and destroyed himself. There's a lot of cleaning up to do that I have to. And after that, I will just live out my life until it ends. As Madara began to walk away, so this is it? I'm sorry for the mess I caused. There's nothing I can do about it. But I will clean up Zetsu and my mess aside from that. Damn it. There has to be something I can do about war. But as usual, when the time arrived, the third great shinobi war began. Naruto, Tsunade, as well as the other sages, as well as his teammates and friends, all were able to participate in the war and were even to outpush the other enemies, and were able even to capture shinobis of different nations and use them as leverage to cause ceasefire and make them forcefully sign peace treaty and no aggression treaties for more than 8,000 years. It was quite an obnoxious number, but it was needed to be done. And since it couldn't be broken by any other new Kage or anything aside from the death penalty, it was signed, and those Kages had nothing else to do but to do so. Thanks to Naruto and Shikaku's minds, they were able to gather such tactics that the other enemies were baffled, shocked, and were even scared at one point. And without causing any bloodshed or any deaths, they were able to leverage this war, and Konoha was able to defeat the 4 elemental nations alongside with the Iron Country samurais. And this time Konoha dominated everyone, and after that, like the prophecy said, Naruto displayed himself as a shield, helping out the people of Konoha, and he and his fame was on the rise throughout the whole elemental nation, the greatest tactician as well as the greatest mind to ever live on the planet Earth itself, and a scary one at that. As now we see, it was the last day as the ceasefire has been made, and everyone was celebrating in Konoha, while on the other side everyone was grateful and thankful that at least none of them died. If anything, they have gotten injured and have some bruises at best, but injured or dead? No. As now we see, in Konoha, Naruto and the others were drinking, or more like forced to drink, because they were celebrating. As the next morning Naruto woke up, he was on his bed, as he found that he wasn't wearing any clothes and he was naked, and that is when he heard some rustling, and next to him he found a mop of black hair, and then he found that it was Mikoto, naked as the day she was born, in all her glory and beautifulness. And Naruto blushed, and then he turned to the other side only to find there, resting, hugging her closely, was none other than Tsuzumi Inuzuka, the head of the Inuzuka clan, as Naruto was literally close to passing out, as that is when he watched Kurimaru looking at him with a deadpan expression. Kurimaru, as Kurimaru growled, and then thought, you know, Naruto, you're one heck of a guy. This is your mess. You're the alpha now of the house. Do what you gotta do. I'm not getting into this mess. Oi, help me out at least. No. Enjoy yourself. As now we see, after that, Naruto in the evening was blushing madly, and so was Mikoto as well as, Tsuzumi. And so Naruto proposed to them because they ended up sleeping together. And so after Mikoto divorced, Fugaku, since they were, basically virgins and didn't do anything, Mikoto was allowed to leave the clan and marry into the Uzumakis. And as for Inuzukas, they became allied to Uzumakis and married Naruto as well, because their clan was married to him. As on the other side, Kushina and Minato married as well with the blessing of Naruto and the others. As for the 3 Sanis, we see them drinking away, or more like a couple, and Orochimaru, who was alone drinking away. You know what? I think I ought to find myself a girl soon as well. You got that right. I mean, finally, after all this time I was able to bag her. I'm seriously surprised. How so? I thought you were in for Dawn. Yeah, I thought so as well, but he turned out to be gay. I mean, he told me that he liked guys. Then why the hell were you dating me, you damn idiot? It broke me even more that He was telling me only this now, after all the time and dates we spent. But no wonder that he didn't kiss or anything. Well, you don't gotta worry about that, Hime, any longer, because now you're gonna get all the kisses you deserve, said Jiraiya with a lecherous grin on his face as Tsunade punched him with a blush. As Orochimaru said, maybe not. I think I'm happy as I am. You got that right. Now all we can do is watch over the future children of how they're gonna go ahead with this. As now we see. After that, Hiruzen decided that it was time for him to retire and pass the mentality on to the next Hokage. Naruto was the obvious choice, but Naruto turned it down. And so, Minato being the second next choice, he was named as the Hokage. Obviously, Orochimaru was not happy about how Naruto turned the offer down, but there was nothing he could do, knowing that his student once put it a mind to something, he was gonna go through with it. So now Naruto was giving time to both of his wives as well as being a diligent husband and a sensei who trained Anbus to the best of their abilities in the Anbu division. As on the other side, Minato, who was acting Kage, was also soon going to be a father, and Kushina, well, wanted to name him after her brother. So, Naruto agreed to this, since Naruto Jr. was going to be their child's name, and he was their godfather after Jiraiya. And everything was finally at peace. And as for Madara, we go towards him as we see him sitting in his own throne that he was made, panting heavily. So this is it, huh? Everything done and gone. You know what, Hashirama? Maybe you were right. Maybe there is will of fire after all. And I was able to witness this firsthand. I guess after you, old friend. I hope you're able to forgive me. And with these words, with a smile on his face, Madara passed away due to his oldness and fatigue. And right next to him were the burnt ashes of the Zetsu army that Zetsu has created as a backup plan. As the whole elemental nation was finally at peace, thanks to Naruto. And Konoha was the dominating power. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this short movie off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As without any further ado, let's end the video here, as this is Apollo Uchiha and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.